Where'd she go? She must have gone ahead. There was something fishy about that sign-in sheet, too. Anyway, I need to find the professor and tell him about the award.
What was fishy about the sign-in sheet, though? Were, like, the times off or something?
All right!
It probably had, like, House, like, leaving, like, multiple hours ago, even though he clearly didn't. Anyway. Oh, right, the weird, like, collectible things. The collectible fluff, like, that weird fragment we just got. That'll be useful for later, but right now, don't really think much of it. Also, we got a cape, so we may as well equip that, give us some more defense. Also, attachments! I can't wait till we get some of those. I have no idea if I'll, like, actually use the attachments, because I find they make it hard for me to take the game seriously, but who knows. Anyway, I don't think we need to be in the menu any longer, so let's just continue on. Chase after that mysterious woman who we already know the identity of because the game told us at the beginning.
Hey kid, who let you in?
I sort of let myself in. Sorry for the intrusion.
Huh. I should be taking you to security, but you seem courteous enough. Come on, I'll take you to the exit.
Wait, I'm looking for Professor House. I think he's still here.
Oh, so you know the professor, do you? Yeah, he's still here. You really shouldn't be wandering around here, kid. I ought to get in touch with your parents.
My family doesn't live around here. They're all back in my hometown.
I see.
Jude!
Good to know.
What?
Relax. Come quietly and you won't get hurt.
Why are you doing this? Wait, does this mean you're holding the professor too?
I said come quietly, kid.
And our first fight. Okay. Sure, I know what I'm doing, but let's go through the tutorial.
I guess there's no choice.
Yep, control stick to fight, L2 plus this to free run, because Tales of games traditionally work on a 2D plane, but free run lets you move freely around the arena. Though I don't think it does in Xillia, but in some games, if you are hit while free running, you face a steeper penalty. But I think in Xillia, it's just a better way to... It's just, well, not a better way, but it's a good way to avoid attacks and reposition yourself. Yep, square is for blocking. Oh, does it have me... It has me on semi-auto, doesn't it? Yep. Yep, guarding reduces damage. That's all standard stuff. There we go. This is what I like. Quick stepping. I wonder if I can do... Yes! Okay, so... Every character has their own special abilities that they can do in combat. Jude's is Snap Pivot. And how that works is if you avoid the attack with a backstep at the last moment, Jude will circle around and get behind the enemy. And this is very useful. And yeah, quick steps are good for...
I don't want to die.
It's honestly good for just traversing around the arena.
All right.
However, another thing. Tales of Xillia works... It's kind of a hybrid of Team Symphonia and Team Destiny games. By that I mean is that prior to Xillia, there were two different teams that made Tales of games, and they each kind of had different focuses. Team Symphonia games were more traditional Tales of, and they operated on an MP system, or TP in this case, where you have two different types of attacks. You have your regular attacks, and then you have your arts, which it won't let me do because it hasn't told me yet. And arts use up TP. And Team Destiny games don't really have that, but instead they have an action meter. I forget what it's called, but that's what that number is, like with the sword with the 4. that's how many consecutive actions we can do. See, after that exhausts it, we can't attack anymore, and we have to back away. And consecutive back steps also use that meter. Action counter, or assault counter, excuse me.
There's more.
And yes, we can use R1 and the control stick to switch targets, and tapping R1 will switch the target to the enemy closest to us. Yep. Yeah, and here are arts. See how that meter, now every time we use an art, we lose some TP? Yeah, so arts we can only use if we have a TP, and they also take up the action meter. So, traditionally in Team Symphonia games, how combat would work is that you would do 3 standard attacks and then finish it with an art, and that would be your basic bread and butter combo. You don't necessarily need to do that here, though I would recommend it since hitting with your standard attack restores TP. But in this one, if you so desire, you could just spam arts. However, I would still recommend doing your bread and butter combo because of your TP in this case.
Come on, I can do this.
And now that the tutorial's out, now all we have to do is beat these enemies. So we have the Soul Cat, which is weak to fire, strong to wind, and Fenmont Sentry, which is weak to nothing. There's a little bit more to it. For example, enemies have different combat styles, such as speed. However, that's not as relevant right now. That won't be relevant until we start getting party members. Anyway, now that that's over, let's just... Right, it really did put me on semi-auto, didn't it? I like manual. Semi-auto makes it so you will automatically move within attacking distance of your enemies, and sometimes it will auto-guard for you. But I like manual because I like learning my own spacing, and also you can't just jump like that in semi-auto. You have to guard and then press up, and that's a bit more awkward for me. So I simply prefer manual attacking, and then there's auto, which is just the AI plays for you. Okay, so Jude's combat style, he's kind of a lightning bruiser, but also a little bit of combat medic. So, as I've already demonstrated, Jude's combat style is based more off of quick attacks, but he can also heal himself. He's not the greatest healer, but when he needs to, he can do that. And good night, sir.
I guess that worked.
It sure did. Apple gels. Apple gel would be our standard healing item. Okay. But yeah, freaking Jude. Yeah, I'm from out of town. Jude, you idiot. Don't tell the government that no one would miss you if you're gone like that. You fool. Like, they could kill you and then tell your family whatever they wanted if they came asking about you. But they wouldn't think to ask for a while because you're from out of town. You fool. You goddamn buffoon. Never do that. Yeah, spider webs. We'll have a use for those later, but right now, don't worry about it. Hey, guy! What's up? Sure. What do you want to tell me now? Yep, I know how to evade. Mm-hmm. Ah, now it's telling me about snap pivot. I already know how snap pivot works, thank you, but I do appreciate the tutorial. Critical, yep. It's easier to score critical hits when attacking enemies from behind. Critical hits deal more damage and temporarily boost your maximum AC. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. I knew you could increase your AC, but I wasn't sure how. And yeah, if you get attacked from behind, enemies can score critical hits against you. Anyway, let's stop dancing around the ladder and actually climb it now, shall we?
Wow, this place goes on forever. Lots of spots to hide a professor.
I suppose so. I personally would bet on doors that have security
Guess I'll
behind
just have
it.
to check each and every room.
Wow, there really only is like 3 rooms, huh? I would also bet on the one that has a save point in front of it, wouldn't you? And yeah, up here is
Nothing about
our
this makes any
exit.
sense. What's going on here?
A lot's going on, Jude, but we'll figure that out later. Yeah, this is our exit, but we don't need to use that right now. And it's locked tight anyway. Okay, let's see if we can do this now. I mentioned previously that how you approach enemies, I think, affects some things, so let's see if we can get a sneak attack on this guy. Yep, when the transition that enters the battle is blue, that means you have advantage, and the enemy will take some damage and will be stunned at the start of the battle. However, the same can happen to you. Don't let enemies approach you from behind. You will definitely regret it. Hi guys, land crab. Alright, as I said, I definitely would bet on the door with a save point in front of it to be the place where we have to go, so let's check doors that are further from the save point.
Alright, over already?
Okay, one cool thing I like about the art Demon Fist is that pretty much every Tales of game has a variation of it. There's like Demon Fang, Demon Fist, I think Demon Dog in one of them. I haven't played that one though. But their Japanese names are always Majin Ken, with the Ken being spelt with a different kanji depending on the word it's used, or on the move that it is. We need a key for this one, so I would bet on this one being the place we need to go then. I don't know, I just think that's really cool. I haven't really played Tales of in Japanese, I do want to eventually, but I'm not quite there yet. Let's go back around this way. But I don't know, stuff like that is always really cool to me, what moves are named in Japanese, though unfortunately that's the only one I really know, just because it's such an iconic move to the Tales of series. I don't know, there are probably games without, I think Tales of Hearts doesn't have Demon Fang or any variant, but typically pretty much every Tales of game has some variation of it, and the protagonist is the one that uses it. Other sword users tend to as well, but anyway, let's just not even let this guy attack. Goodbye. Yes, I know how quick steps work. I've talked about this already. Thank you, game. Yeah, here's our save point. Huh? I'm just not even gonna... What's this guy called? Just Spirit Arts Researcher? I'm not even gonna let this guy attack. That's just unfortunate for him. Anyway. Ah. She.
Huh?
She indeed. But first, let's go to the other room. Yeah, let's look at our items a little bit. Apple Gel restores 30% HP, Orange Shell 30% TP, and Life Bottle revives you if you die with 30% HP and 15% TP. And that's plus 15% TP, not just you'll revive with 15%. It's 15 plus whatever you already had. And I like the healing items in this game, where it's percentage-based rather than a static-based, because you can get better healing items later on, but it makes it so that your standard healing items never really go obsolete. 30% is always just good.
Where did that girl go?
Well, God bless subtitles, huh?
Professor?
So, you're the visitor I heard about. Enjoying the view?
What is this place? What'd you do to the professor? Who are you?
Your expression. It's priceless. I love the look of fear in your eyes.
Alright, our very first boss battle, the girl in red. Of course, we can't really do much against her. She's pretty strong, so the best we can do is really just snap pivot behind her and damage her that way. Because she has that shield on her that we have to break before we can start to flinch her. I'm out of Demon Fist. I'm actually doing a lot more damage than I thought, because this is supposed to be a fight that gives you trouble. But I'm just... Oh, there we go. Now we finally get hit. But yeah, this is supposed to be a fight... There it is. Where you take a lot of damage. But snap, pivot, carry me to victory. Oh, it always sucks when you snap pivot into those attacks. But hey, we are victory!
That was really close. I won't let anyone down.
Bet you weren't planning to die today, boy.
I'm still not planning to die. I
don't
beat
wanna
you!
die. There has to be a way.
But yeah, I believe this
Oh,
is one of
quit
those
trying
fights
to
where
act
you're allowed to
calm.
lose.
It's that girl.
So you're the visitor I heard about. This
Give that
guy's
line to
no
everyone you
fun.
meet.
I'll kill you first.
Run!
I'll rip that pretty face of yours to pieces.
I prefer you did it.
And now we have our party members.
I don't have time to explain. Leave now and I may spare you from any
Of course,
harm.
this boss fight is really just the Mila show. Mila doesn't take much damage, and she deals all the damage. So I'm just gonna sit back and let her handle this. There we go. And she's dead.
Is that a freak?
You are correct. The Lord of Fire.
I can't believe you were able to summon him.
As the Lord of Spirits, Mila can command the 4 great spirits in battle. Ifrit, Sylph, Undine, and Gnome can all be used as arts.
That wasn't too bad.
Excellent.
Whoa.
I told you to go home. Don't tell me you live here.
No, of course not. I'm sorry.
Is this the work of the Spyrex?
The what-ix?
Could it be connected to the disappearance of the lesser spirits?
Huh? You're losing me. Disappearing spirits?
You really need to go home. Someone might not swoop to your rescue next time you're in trouble. The Spyrex must be somewhere else.
Hey, wait! I'm kinda trapped here. If the professor were with me, they might have let me leave, but... Can I come with you?
I see. If you stick with the person who saved you, then you won't need any more saving. Clever boy.
Boy? You don't look that much older than me. My name is Jude Mathis.
I'm Mila. Mila Maxwell.
My hands are still shaking.
And for good reason. You were almost killed.
I'm a civilian. Why would she attack me like that?
I don't think she's part of Rashigol's army.
If she's not a soldier, then what is she doing at a military facility?
An ironic question for you or I to ask, don't you think?
I see your point. Did you kill her?
I'm not sure. I tried to go easy on her, but humans are so fragile. I keep having to tell the Four not to overdo it.
I'm not really following you.
Oh, we still have another one. But yes, that was a skit. Little side conversations that can add more context or character building to what you're doing, as well as very oftentimes having some very hilarious conversations. But right now, since these are main skits and the atmosphere of the situation are tense, there'll be more of the former, character and world building.
Are you finished here?
Huh?
I assume you had some reason for coming to this place.
I was worried because Professor House hadn't come back. But he's...
One of the people who died while connected to that machine?
Yeah. I can't believe it. The professor had been so excited about the request from Orda Palace.
I see. Yes. Yes, I suppose so.
Huh? Oh, wait for me!
Anyway. Now that Jude and Mila's paths have connected, I believe this is a good place to end off this video. So, thank you so very much for watching. Oh, spoke too soon.
What's going on?
Our Lilium orbs are shining.
I've been wondering what this thing is since I set off. My handmaid told me I had to carry it with me.
Well, it comes in handy if you face monsters. It gives you the power to fight them. I got one myself when I left home, just in case.
I guess we have one more tutorial to do before we end off the battle. But yes, Lilium orbs are items which allow you to develop your characters by spending GP. Basically, it's not enough to just level up, but leveling up gives you points which you can use to build your stats in specific ways. I tend to try and keep things balanced, unless there is like a specific thing I want to get. Because each way builds a specific stat, pretty much. I would say if you want to focus something for Jude, I'd say focus agility, because speed is his main stat. Let's see, but also I want to figure out which one I want to start with. Let's start with this. Okay, so also, when there are those nodes, as they're called, there are nodes in the center which you can't actually put points into. But how you get to those well, as the game is going to demonstrate for us, is that you want to surround those nodes. And then once it's surrounded on all 4 sides, then you will learn that. And yes, yes, Macy's change is permanent.
That's how it works. This is actually my first time developing it too.
I see. So it's a tool that taps into inherent abilities. I imagine that powerless humans never leave home without them.
You talk as if you're not human yourself.
She sure does, doesn't she, Jude? Anyway, let's keep advancing. But yeah, as I mentioned, these with the circles around them are also our key orbs. So what that means is this is not the limit to how big the Lilium orbs can get. If you want to grow them, you need to surround this orb as well as 2 others, and then it'll grow to be greater. But yes, as I said earlier, I like to keep things balanced, and I'm going to continue doing that, so I'm just going to build around like this, and then I'll work my way out as we go on. And yeah, as the Lilium Orb gets bigger, you have more nodes that you need to activate to surround a thing. So let's work on Mila now, and we'll just go all the way around the center with her. It's probably not, this probably isn't the best thing to do. It's probably better to go in specific directions and get specific things. However, this is easier to organize in my brain, and as we level up, we just get better stuff. It's cool. And also for Mila, I believe intelligence is the way to go for her, because she's kind of a hybrid between physical and magic, and I'll be talking more about that in her specific video. But well, let's keep doing the skits, I suppose.
Mila Maxwell. It must be pretty weird having the same name as the Lord of Spirits.
Pretty weird,
Not at
yeah.
all. We are one and the same.
I'm sorry?
I am Maxwell, Lord of Spirits.
What? Come on, you're totally human. You look just like a normal woman.
I would hope so. That is the form I created for myself.
The form you created?
Oh my god, Gabe, please let me end off the video.
Maxwell, Lord of Spirits, ruler of elements.
You don't believe me?
A person claiming to be a spirit? It's a bit much to swallow.
Then how do you humans prove your identities to each other?
Well, by showing identification, I guess. I have a medical school ID card.
Oh. Then I doubt that I'll be able to prove my identity to your satisfaction. I wouldn't even know where to apply for a spirit ID card.
Is it really okay for me to be following this person?
I forgot about that one. That's pretty funny. Mila looks like genuinely freaking distressed. Like, how do I prove my identity then? What? But I don't know. I think the 4 great spirits following her is probably proof enough, because nobody else can summon those. Anyway. Oh my god. That was my fault for walking down here. Anyway, time for Mila to just obliterate these guys, I suppose. There we go. Yes, the strategy menu. Friggin' may as well talk about this too, even though I don't really use it much. You can... actually, I use it later, once a different mechanic unlocks, but yes, right now, all you can really do with it, or it tells you, or... Let me restart that. It lets you tell your allies how they should behave in battle, who they should attack. You know what? For now, I'm gonna tell Mila to spread out, so she can attack enemies that I'm not attacking, so we can, especially because she's way more powerful than I am right now, so we can kind of organize that. Anyway, after all that, I think this is now a good place to end off the video, don't you think? Thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time.